What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video we'll be looking at Skylords Reborn, Titans on Expert, and I'm playing it on solo as well. I recently got back into the game and realized there's a couple of patch updates that I read over the past couple of months. A lot of the campaign maps are affected by the new patch, mainly if you use Night Guard to swap, mainly for two reasons. First, Night Guard costs 90 power instead of 65 power as before. Although their swap ability power has reduced, but the Night Guard spawning of 90 power means that you have to save up more power to spawn the Night Guard, and you also have to wait for the 20-second cooldown before using the swapping ability. So this really makes some maps a little bit more difficult, and Titans is one of the maps that is a little harder. We are not allowed to swap those fathom lords now. They have been swapped with deep one, which I'll be showing you right now. And there's a couple of tips that I'll give you to help you solo this map much easily, and I hope you guys follow through this video to see some of my tips. And without further ado, let's get straight into these Titans on solo.
Brannoc and Viridia do battle in the valley. Their nature and fire spawns lay waste to the land with the Giant King. We must remove all Rogan's obstacles. First up, we'll get the Night Guard up to over around the middle here to get the Soul Splicer, the green affinity, so that your shadow units can be healed. And over at your base, you have 2 life stealers to defend against 2 spearmen that will constantly spawn and attack your base. Yeah, so after you got this Soul Splicer going up, I'll have my Wrath Blades. And why I use the Wrath Blades is because they counter small units, and they have this burnout ability which deals 80% more damage to units, although it gets weakened after. But we want that burst of power for the Wrath Blades. Another thing is that Wrath Blades are 10 power cheaper as compared to Dread Charger, which requires 60 powers, though it's a small counter as well. We want to get these Wrath Blades, and at the base, 2 life stealers will continue to do their job very well. Another tip over here is that I summon 2 Night Guards. You have to summon 2 Night Guards because for D1 they have this ability where every 30 seconds it will teleport the unit over to the deep one. And what this can cause is that the deep one can teleport your Night Guards all the way to the Mark of the Keeper, which means that you can't use the Night Guard ability to swap the deep one. And why I also asked you to summon 2 is because of this living tower. As you can see, my Night Guard nearly died, and having 2 Night Guards will greatly increase your chances of swapping the deep one in case your Night Guard were to die. Yeah. Another thing to take note is that if you do not want to use Wrath Blades, you can summon a life stealer over here instead to help you clear off the enemies. But the issue with that is that the building might take slightly longer time, so the first wave of the spearmen might be slightly more troublesome to defeat. But other than that, you can have the life stealers to help you kill off some units. And over here, as you realize, I am waiting to summon 3 Night Guards because this is the perfect number to take down the Swamp Drake. What makes this map slightly difficult is that now the Night Guards can't swap over the Swamp Drake, as previously in the prior to the update you can swap with the Fathom Lords and the Swamp Drake. And why Night Guards are really good is that they have L counter, which means that they deal a lot of damage to Swamp Drake, taking it down very easily. And I have my D1 to focus on the living tower because it deals really a lot of damage. Getting my Night Guards to be healed, but the last one died. And if it's possible, have your D1 to quickly attack either the Mark of the Keeper or the spawning building, because you don't want any more units to respawn and take away the momentum of your run. Right, just fast forward here is very self-explanatory. The Soul Splicer is really the best building over here to help save your Night Guards from dying. Once you destroy the base, make sure you collect all the powers because you need power, a lot of power at the start of the game to quickly rescue the 12 civilians. So power is very important.
And as you can see here, I lured the units because the living tower is simply too strong for my deep one to handle. As compared, if you have the fathom lord, you can just use your fathom lord to charge through this base over here and it will destroy the base without any trouble. But with deep one, it's a tier 2 unit, it's weaker in power and health, which means that you have to be a little bit more careful and have to bring your deep one back to heal. But if your deep one have close to full health, you can bring it down to attack the living tower first before bringing back to heal. And next I have my nature monument because I need the surge of light for heals. And once you got your nature monument, it's very easy to blast through to get your third monument. And yes, I got my night guard because we have 3 deep ones to take over. So 2 night guards, 1 to swap over with the deep one and 1 to get ground presence to collect your power wells. And here is quite simple, just take down the base. And once taken down, collect power wells as usual and have your deep ones to destroy these walls. And the good thing about this deep one is that, as you can see, their teleportation brings the wind weavers down from the wall, so you can clear this area very quickly. And I have my fire orb because we want to get the corsair, and I have the green affinity one because it summons 3 banditos as compared to the other affinity where I think max upgrade unit can get 2 commandos. So I have my first corsair to destroy this fire base. The fire base is very easy to destroy over the first one. And usually for the second one, it's kind of like partially destroyed by the nature units already. Yeah, so you want to have quickly to summon 2 corsair so that your corsair will have the ability to summon the banditos, because each summon requires a 1 minute cooldown. And make sure to open all the enemy gates when you use your ability to summon the banditos. Yep, next one is over here, the third base, the another fire, and last one would be the nature over here. What I did at the top is to put a breeding grounds. And how I summon this breeding ground is when you click to summon at the cave, make sure to leave a slight gap. So over here there's actually a slight gap to have Jorne summon inside here and be stuck. Because if you summon this breeding ground right next to the cave, it will summon at the side of the cave and it will go and attack Rogan. So this is the trick to buy some time to clear off the base at the top here if you are not able to clear it in time. However, the most important thing is if you can't even free 12 civilians before Jorne arrives, then you will lose the game. So yes, we have to quickly clear off some of the base and rescue the civilians. For the nature one, you simply have to destroy the living tower and some of the drones there so that you can get some ground presence to it. Yeah, once done, have your corsairs fly right back to destroy this third base. Yep, I'm a little bit busy on the corsair, so I didn't look at my base. Now Jorne has come and he is blocked right here. And you have all the time in the world to clear the nature camps right at the bottom. Of course, if I let Jorne to walk now, there's a 50% chance I will lose this game because I'm not sure if I can clear the map in time before Rogan gets killed by Jorne. And yes, it's very useful here to have some sort of control spell, to have the Curse of Oink so that you can get the closest down. And another trick over here is that I summon my banditos to distract the closest so that my corsair can kill these big closest. And once done, get rid of the spawning base and collect your powers and monuments. Next up, the most important part is to open this enemy gate so that Rogan can pass through and you can release Jorne from his breeding grounds block. So what I did here was to summon banditos as usual to distract the closest, and also cast regrowth because I have my 4th orb now and my banditos will be constantly healed and being a mid shield for the closest. Yeah, so once you have unlocked the gate, you can destroy the breeding grounds and let Jorne pass. The next step over here right now is to get rid of all of these fire emitters, the twilight and fire emitters, so that you can unlock the gates here and kind of like set up your one hit for Brannoc. There's a couple of things here that I didn't do well because this is my first time trying this one hit method. I have not really tried the one hit method on Brannoc before, and I have a couple of tricks and tips that you can do to make your run a lot easier and less time consuming. Yeah, so now it's just basically to destroy the fire emitters, and once done, you could actually summon your banditos and get ground presence here so that you can get another ground unit and nether warp over. However, for this game, I destroyed my fire orbs to get the shadow orb, so I have 2 shadow orbs for the nether warp. But if you do it right before Jorne reaches here, you can actually summon your banditos to get ground presence for this enemy gate operator and summon another ground unit and nether warp over into this battling arena and set up your one hit units. So over here is just a necessary time wasted, so I'll just fast forward it. Yeah, so I have my banditos, have another ground unit and nether warp to the other side. Yeah, so I could actually use my enlightenment to use nether warp, but I forgot that I could do that, so I had to change orb. And here I might set up healing gardens and breeding ground. I summoned healing gardens in case the range isn't far, so I wanted to extend the healing range. Alright, so here are my Dreadnought summoned by enlightenment and 2 mutating frenzies. And the Dreadnought is very important because the ability helps to reduce damage by 90% from this death wish by the mutating frenzy. And the healing gardens help to regenerate Dreadnought's health, so he will never die. So from now on, keep using the death wish on the mutating frenzy, and once you reach about 30 times of pressing, you can kind of click on the enemy gate operator so that Rogan can pass through and remove the immunity that Brannoc has on him, and the mutant frenzy will kill Brannoc very easily. However, I didn't know that I had to press this enemy gate operator. If not, there's a kind of a shield on Brannoc where Brannoc can never die. You always reach to a certain amount of health. Yes, I can see it always reaches to 30,000 health and it won't die. So this will carry on for a while until I realize that I have to open the enemy gate operator in order to make Brannoc vulnerable to damage. Yeah, so let's fast forward a little bit until I open the gates. Yep, I've opened the gate right now, and this will cause Rogan and to bring in the civilians, and Brannoc would not be immune to damage anymore. And as you can see, it's kind of like a one hit Brannoc, and you win Titans explode on solo, and you don't have to worry about any fire units that spawn, especially the fire dragons that will take down your whole army. And this is it. And if you like my video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon for the next upcoming video.